the channel. Today I'm going to be going through my productivity setup that I use when I'm traveling. So I'm going to be taking you through everything that goes into this bad boy, my backpack, when I'm on the go. I really like to have as much of my kit with me as possible, but traveling internationally or even traveling locally, it's not exactly possible to take the entire setup with. So I'm going to be taking you through a little bit what I put into my backpack. And this isn't a YouTuber tech tour. You know, this is someone that's working on the go, that needs the tools to get the job done. But it's not camera gear, it's not any of those sorts of tools. It's really what makes me productive working on the go. Awesome. So right from the start, obviously when traveling, it's handy to have a place that you're keeping your passport, cards, ID, even an Oyster card for now when we head to the UK, and international SIM. So this is just what I keep. It's really nice. It's by a company called Journey, and they make really nice leather goods. So that's my traveling passport that I keep in my backpack. And yeah, essentially this goes in the secure pocket, so it's easy for check-in, and it's fairly secure that people can't get hold of it. The next thing is my AirPods. I don't really do anything much without these anymore. These don't go into the backpack. These permanently sit in my pocket. Fantastic with the noise cancellation for on the planes, when you're working, if you're working from a coffee shop, just taking meetings, calls, etc. So that's really something that I use every day. The next thing that goes into the bag is obviously a universal plug. Nothing worse than being stuck at the airport with something and you can't charge. So universal plug goes right here in the front, where I'm not worried if it gets hit or anything like that. And yeah, that just keeps it basically secure and easy to access. And it's not a high value item, so I'm not really worried about someone basically opening my bag when I'm not sure about it. The next thing that goes with me is my mouse. Now, not everyone takes their mouse with them, but my MX Master 3 is just literally my right hand tool. But yeah, I take this with, and it's also got basically this Carpio from Delta Hub, which is a fantastic wrist rest. Now, it's not really necessary to take through, but it's really easy in the sense that it's small, just to pop it in the bag. So this comes with, and basically I put this in my front pocket on the inside. Now, the next item is probably one of my favorite for traveling, but it's the iPad. Now, it's in the folio case. It's a 12.9 inch, and it's fantastic for being able to use as a second display with my Mac. So when I'm set up in a confined space, or even if you've got a bit more space, it's awesome to be able to set up the second display to use with your MacBook. So whether you have Slack open or Teams or whatever you're using, you can keep that open with your emails on the iPad for a second display, and then using your MacBook obviously as your primary workhorse. But this is fantastic for on the plane, for media consumption, for anything like that. And it really is an amazing just second display actually to have with you. There's no way that I can take a 27 inch with me on the plane. I mean, you could, but I think, you know, it's really also about ease of travel. And so I put this one in. This goes on the inside, where there's basically, it's going to go up against the laptop, just to keep both of the sturdy things together. Now, what's already in my backpack is my travel cushion. So I keep this ready to go for the plane. Obviously, only using this for international flights. The next one is my MagSafe wallet. So this is really what I use for my wallet on the go. And I pop this on the back of my iPhone and I keep this together. The next thing for me is basically my organizer. Now, with this organizer, it's really handy just to keep the cables from getting all, you know, tied up and disorganized. Here I've got my MacBook 140 watt brick. I've got my MagSafe charging cable. And then I've got the adapter for the plug if I need the extender cable. Also what I've got in here is USB-A to USB-C, which is quite handy to have, and that actually lives within the zip pocket in here. And then I've got the MagSafe battery pack. So obviously when you're on the go, it's just super handy to have the extra battery, especially when you're doing long haul flights. It's nice to know that when you get onto the other side, you can quickly pop this on if you need to charge up for your boarding pass or whatever the case is. Next is just obviously the standard power brick, and this USB-C power brick I use in conjunction with basically USB-C to Lightning, a really nice black braided cable that I got with the latest keyboard. USB-C to USB-C, which I use for obviously the iPad, and then USB-C to obviously your puck for charging the Apple Watch. So these are the cables that I use and I keep up. This folds up really nice and tight, and again, like I said, super convenient and easy to pop in the bag. So this goes on top of my pillow, and basically my 3 cables, which I keep pretty neat, goes together like this, and it goes into my front pocket in the bag. Second to last is the trusty Apple cloth. I know my last video was on this cloth, but also really nice just to have, especially when you're on the go. You tend to touch your screens a lot more, like on the laptop screen accidentally, and then obviously with your iPad and your iPhone, you're touching the screens consistently. So this actually normally goes right here. There's a pocket that I can just slip it in, which is nice and tight. And I basically keep that there, so easy to grab. And then last but definitely not least is the beast. This is the M1 Max 16-inch MacBook. It is quite big being the 16-inch. A lot of people prefer to travel with the 14-inch, but I wanted that extra screen real estate when I'm on the go, and makes up for not having a bigger display with you. I think you'd really struggle with a 14-inch. And that basically slips into the back here on this padded area, and that just slips up like that. This zips up, and you'll see that there's still a bit of extra space if you need to pop in something else. Some people might have over-ear headphones or the works. And that is really my traveling setup. Like you see, this is actually a freedom of movement leather backpack. It's been super durable. I've used it on many trips, and it's really nice and comfortable to use on the back. You can see you've got the extra padding, you've got really nice padded back straps, and it just keeps everything super comfy. Lastly, I just want to have a shout out to our sponsor for this video, which is Flex LMS. So that's my traveling setup. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And this is what keeps me productive on the road. So all the best and happy grafting. Cheers.